So Nia Long and Taraji P. Henson's fight all began due to a badly planned joke. Or was there something more profound happening there, as far as Nia's demeanor on set Anya can be a cycle of a test yon lady well? I felt that Nia was among the most dearest ladies in the business, yet for reasons unknown. Supposedly she has gained notoriety for being a mean diva with a frightful disposition, something that Taraji supposedly needed to call out, and they have never been something very similar since Oak. What happened was that Nia played a common part on Realm Season 3, playing an ex-Evolutionist lion who was currently reuniting with Taraji's personality. Treat anyway, her personality was removed from the show before long. And as per sources, it had a ton to do with how Nia was relating with the cast and group during creation of the show. First off, she was routinely late for her scenes, and her co-stars would in some cases be looking out for set for 30 minutes additionally. When Nia Long didn't show up, makers would utilize a substitute for her so Taraji and Terrence Howard could practice their scenes. And it arrived where Taraji just couldn't deal with it any longer. Things raised on one of those events when Nia was late, and one individual on set asked her, "For what reason are you generally on individuals of color's time?" The speculation is that individuals of color are in every case late, so when the person volunteered to ask her for what reason, why, Nia went off on the person so severely that Taraji needed to intercede. And she supposedly shared with Nia, "For what reason are you so frantic? Are you on your period?" I mean, it's conceivable that Taraji was attempting to make a light joke to caution Nia about her lateness and let her in on about whatever else had been said about her on set, yet Nia, as far as anyone knows, saw nothing amusing. And that was the point at which the strain on set followed. And it wasn't just about Nia showing up to set late every time. Remarkably, sources additionally said that the hair and cosmetics group stopped a conventional grievance against Nia Long, which was whenever they first had recorded a proper objection again against anybody. And the show had facilitated various visitor stars. The hair and cosmetics individuals held up an authority grumbling against Nia Long explanation. They truly said that Nia was very discourteous, and on occasion concluded she could have done without her gander, without a second to spare, and would then continue to censure everybody. Well, anybody who realizes Taraji well, or has worked with her, realizes that she goes hard for the group individuals from a creation. And she was not going to allow Nia to disregard the Realm group in her presence. So again, Taraji generally disapproved of how Nia treated the team individuals. Yet think about what obviously the greater issue among Taraji and Nia, reduced to every entertainer needing to be the superstar and a source. Even told E! News, quote, "Pressures quieted between them towards the finish of the time." Yet it boils down to the way that they have both been in the business for such a long time, and both need to be the star. Tragically for Nia, Taraji is the star of Realm, and nobody and nothing will at any point change that Nia accompanied her own thoughts, and they weren't having it end statement in that frame of mind. On reports, pressures rose to such levels that the source affirmed makers were investigating ways of shooting their joint scenes independently. Like it was that hard to have two alpha females on set simultaneously. Oak, in view of a touch of digging that I did, evidently the entire quarrel might have begun even way before Realm. Purportedly Nia had expressed a few quite horrendous things about Taraji as her star was rising. She didn't think Taraji merited every one of the open doors she was getting, so when she was being projected on Realm, Taraji and the team individuals who cherished Taraji were not able to endure even the smallest BS. Notwithstanding the show that was at that point suing, there were likewise reports that Nia took steps to sue the creation as a result of an ill-advised farewell that originated from an occasion that occurred on the last day of recording. What as a rule happened was that when a visitor star wrapped up recording their last scene, the associate chief would get down on the visitor, permitting the cast and group to propose adulation and say thank you anyway. Nia didn't get that sort of farewell, purportedly on the grounds that the associate chief was diverted with assisting Terrence Howard with discovering a Benadryl to treat an unfavorably susceptible response. And Nia strolled off the set and took steps to sue over the evident oversight, saying that the farewell was in her agreement, honey. It's hazy to say thanks to Nia. Yet given the objections that had been made, all things considered, they simply didn't have any desire to offer Nia that honor. Genuinely, what stunned me significantly more was figuring out that it wasn't the initial time individuals in Hollywood have said that working with Nia is a bad dream. During a meeting on the Morning Meal Club, Malcolm Lee was asked who were a portion of individuals he experienced issues working with on set while recording The Best Man. And he explicitly said that Nia was a test. They're all exceptionally gifted individuals, and they generally accompany their own stuff. They need their own thoughts and individuals. Not having any desire to work with her goes far past her being such a diva on set. There was likewise an occurrence on The Best Man, after which Taye Diggs said he figured he could at absolutely no point ever work with Nia in the future. I recall the day that we were shooting the scene where he approaches the loft. There was a nothing on the page. The second was there, yet the words weren't there. Thus, I said, you know what we should do, what needs to be done. You realize that extremely blistering slap that happens in that scene. That's right, that slap was basically as genuine as it looked. And it just threw Taye Diggs totally off. She slapped it out of me like for genuine. And you mightn't you at any point get a second where I go. And I remained in it. I was pissed. I was like, I'm at absolutely no point ever going to work with her in the future. You know how amateurish. Furthermore, there has additionally been a long-claimed fight among Nia and Jada Pinkett, something that Nia herself implied that might have risen up out of individuals continually setting them in opposition to one another. When I began truly functioning as an entertainer, there were around 4 of us: Jada Pinkett, Smith Hall, Barry Regina Lord, and Jasmine Fellow. Yet the ladies that were I was in steady rivalry with, for the most part it was me and Jada, as per Nia Shijada, and different ladies opened entryways for ladies of variety, and on the grounds that she knew how far they had come and precisely what she needed, she was named challenging to work with, which as per her is a long way from the fact of the matter. This is what I do now. Nia Long knows her light, Nia Long knows her cosmetics, Nia Long knows her hair. And you presumably can't talk me into something different. Except if you show me if you need to call that troublesome. Then sorry. Well, subsequent to hearing that I can see the reason why the hair and cosmetics tame on domain, would agree that she had a mentality. And yet she has been in the business sufficiently long to understand what best suits her, and has certainly graduated to the degree of having the option to call a portion of those shots. So I can't say that I'm distraught. Taraji, anyway, was having none of it. Well, however much there were a few reports expressing that there was certainly something happening among Nia and Taraji. Nia's rep denied the cases and said in an articulation, quote, "This story is finished rubbish." All through her long-settled vocation, Nia has been only a quintessential expert, treating all individuals from creations with deference. This is only one more complete creation about a series that has been tormented by consistent bits of gossip about dramatization and wrongdoing. End statement. Concerning what Nia herself said, the paparazzi found her in the midst of the bits of hearsay, and which she was gotten some information about a claim the show's hair and cosmetics group were wanting to bring against her. Nia answered by expressing that there was no claim, and there had never been a claim. Well, on that point, she's most likely right, in light of the fact that the group individuals purportedly documented a grumbling against her, not a claim. She additionally attempted to eliminate any confusion about Taraji by saying that she really cherishes Taraji, somewhat difficult to accept given all that has been said about her. Yet you understand what I'd very much want to understand: your thought process. Do you accept Nia is a diva with a mentality? Do you think Taraji actually can't stand her as forever? I'm kicking the bucket to understand your viewpoints, so sound off in the remark segment underneath.